Childhood fame is one thing, but becoming the world's strongest person before hitting double digits by bench pressing more than twice your own body weight, that's something else entirely. Richard Sandrak, who was commonly known as Little Hercules, rose to prominence in the early aughts thanks to his mighty muscles. While shredded bodies are everywhere in Hollywood, they tend to belong to fully grown men. When those same muscles are attached to the figure of a prepubescent boy, they're bound to make headlines. In 2000, at just 8 years old, Sandrak was deemed the world's strongest human, if you measured his weightlifting in proportion to his size. Sandrak's jaw-dropping physique was no accident, though. The child was an actual bodybuilder. Back then, Sandrak shocked veteran professionals in the field when he showed that he could bench press upward of 160 pounds while he himself weighed less than half of that. His strength made him the subject of a documentary titled The World's Strongest Boy in 2004. Sandrak's bodybuilding career was short-lived, but it led to his starring in a few small films such as Little Hercules in 3D.
I'm Little Hercules from Mount Olympus. I'm a player. What's up?
All in all, Celebrity Net Worth estimated that Sandrak made about $400,000 throughout his childhood and adolescence. As impressive as Sandrak's strength and physique were, his unusual career drew plenty of criticism, with many raising questions regarding the boy's grueling routine and lifestyle. Experts even theorized that Sandrak likely used dangerous steroids. The truth is, though, his fame was the result of a sad childhood. Born in rural Ukraine in 1992, Richard Sandrak is the son of martial artist champion Pavel Sandrak, who inspired his son to take an interest in exercising. When Richard was 2 years old, the Sandraks moved to Pennsylvania, where Pavel started training him with support and help from Richard's mother Lena. The family later relocated to California in hopes of profiting off of Richard's bodybuilding. To achieve their goal, the Sandraks put him on a strict diet that reportedly put his body fat under 1%, a percentage that falls below healthy levels. Richard trained up to 7 hours a day before he turned 10. Frank Gardenia, Richard's manager, told The Guardian in 2007 that the boy's upbringing often crossed the line of abuse. At the time, Richard didn't see it that way and said that he'd never been coerced into doing anything he didn't want to do himself. However, ABC News reported that Richard later admitted that his parents controlled every aspect of his life. The boy's parents opted to homeschool him to maintain better control of his life. Pavel kept his son on tight reins until 2003, when he was arrested for allegedly attacking his wife. Richard and Lena broke all ties with Pavel in the aftermath. Despite the isolation, Richard holds no grudges. He said on Inside Edition in 2015,
"So I'm very proud of my past."
According to The Guardian, Richard Sandrak's father had a history of displaying violent tendencies. Frank Gardenia reportedly stated that Pavel had threatened to kill him at one point, leading Gardenia to cut ties with Pavel altogether. Not long after, young Richard called the police on Pavel after his father allegedly attacked his mother Lena. It's unclear as of this video whether Pavel remains imprisoned for this violent offense. Following the arrest of his father, Richard put an end to his bodybuilding work, and he even stopped training altogether. He said on Inside Edition,
"I don't lift weights anymore. If anything, it just got boring to me."
Sandrak's life actually took a rather sharp turn after he stepped away from the world of bodybuilding. Instead, Little Hercules started working as a stuntman at Universal Studios Hollywood. He stated in his 2015 interview,
"Set myself on fire."
Recently, though, Richard has largely remained out of the spotlight, choosing instead to post small glimpses into his life on his Instagram page. In one post, the 30-year-old shared photos from his 2020 Thanksgiving celebration and tagged numerous people in the snapshots. Another post features him with rapper Big Wax after a show. Despite experiencing an unconventional and tumultuous upbringing, Richard appears to be doing well for himself following his days of fame in the early 2000s.